space. Now here they're interviewing the CEO of Tecrium. They launched the first XRP ETF in the United States, but it's a leveraged one. They're not buying XRP directly. However, it is the fastest and largest growing fund to date. And at some point, he said they might have to go spot ETF, or they may be forced to go spot ETF by the SEC. So we'll see if and when that happens. But this is the headline here. Robbie Mitchnick, current head of digital assets over at BlackRock now. His model, you know, that says 4,300. That's the quote from this little video you're going to see. It's a 30-some-odd second video. But this guy right here says, or this guy says, any responsible person would say, you know, you cut that in half and then cut it in half again. Well, that still leaves you with about $1,075 somewhere around there XRP, which I'm going to be very happy with. But the guy who came up with the valuation is a guy who used to, let me see, he used to be, he was over at Ripple prior to 2018. He co-authored something called a fundamental valuation framework for crypto assets with Susan Athey, another employee at Ripple. She's a Ripple board member, and John Bates, a Clark Medal winner. I don't know what a Clark Medal is, but that's worth looking up. This framework, published in 2018, provided a model for valuing crypto assets, including XRP, and is often referenced in the XRP community. So that's a big deal. But what's Robbie doing now? Robbie Mitchnick, is head of digital assets. He drives BlackRock's strategy for digital assets and distributed ledger technology. He oversees strategic initiatives, including the development of crypto-related products like BlackRock's Spot Bitcoin ETF, which became one of the most successful ETF launches, reaching over 50 billion in assets to this day. So just to give you an idea of who we're talking about, they are discussing the valuation model that Robbie Mitchnick came up, or Robert Mitchnick, when he was in 2018, and he was no kook. BlackRock hired him to run their digital assets division because they know the guy knows what he's talking about. So, you know, when you hear these kinds of numbers being thrown out, I don't think they're being coy here. They're being quite straightforward and honest based on what they know is available out in the market in terms of what pieces of the financial world they can take on early. Now, I've always believed XRP will hit four figures at some point, high four figures the longer we go. But I think that it's not unreasonable.
Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's XRP is the native token of the decentralized blockchain XRP ledger. Litigious. As recently as our conversation with Hester Peirce of the SEC, one of the commissioners, she said